Welcome to Just the News. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Annually, the U.S. allocates over $51 billion in economic aid and military assistance. $25 billion comes from the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, while the Department of Defense and Department of State are close behind. Over 20% of this aid is divided among four countries: Israel, Jordan, Afghanistan, and Egypt. While well-intentioned, corruption, failing infrastructure, or even cultural misunderstandings can mean that U.S. aid causes more harm than good. 1. The Taliban. The U.S. has pledged an additional $55 million in aid to Afghanistan. Over the past fiscal year, this totals to over $1 billion to humanitarian, economic, and military assistance aid to Afghanistan. Foreign aid always comes with criticism, but especially so when the recipient is an enemy of the U.S. and a corrupt, extremist and repressive regime. In Afghanistan, the case against foreign aid has always been corruption. After the Soviet invasion, U.S. funding was used by rival Mujahideen to wage a civil war. Then, the U.S. government and military was manipulated into draining their own pockets after 9/11. Rival tribes and warlords used American ignorance to gain access to an endless flow of money. With this, they were able to fight each another for power over the war-torn country even long after the fall of the Taliban. Now, humanitarian aid to the Afghan people is lining the pockets of the Taliban at the expense of innocent Afghans and American taxpayers alike. The Taliban's monitoring and control plan of NGOs provides them with oversight and control of movements and work of various NGOs, including the Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, and the World Food Programme. The Afghan people are desperately in need of this aid to ensure access to basic food and water, education, and health services. However, this Taliban program requires Afghan citizens and foreign NGOs to submit to the Taliban's brutal rule in order to ensure they receive the necessary aid to survive. The U.S. cannot ensure that its humanitarian funding is being used as it was intended. More than likely, it's only bolstering the Taliban's repressive regime. UNRWA. In 2018, the U.S. led by President Trump, decided to end all funding for the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, and called the organization irredeemably flawed. President Biden, however, reversed this decision in 2021 and contributed $150 million to UNRWA. In 2022, the Biden administration increased its support to $201 million. According to its charter, UNRWA is responsible for healthcare and education, as well as preventing conditions of starvation and distress. UNRWA's actions, however, make it morally problematic for the Biden administration to continue providing aid. UN Watch, an NGO that monitors the performance of United Nations missions, reported dozens of examples of UNRWA teachers in the West Bank, Lebanon, and Jordan that overtly expressed support for terror groups, including Hamas and Hezbollah. For example, UNRWA teacher Elam Mansour publicly called for violence against Jews and Israelis, saying, "The men of resistance and the Murabidim will slaughter each and every one of you and toss you into garbage heaps, because you are filthy, and you contaminate any land you are in, you Zionists, yo! Come and kill him." There are many more examples, but little has been done. Despite the UN calling for zero tolerance of such hate, many have kept their posts and suffered no consequences. Also, UNRWA's educational content has been found to contain hate speech. Some of these textbooks have been funded by the PA and have celebrated Palestinian terrorists, and encourage terrorism, violence, and anti-Semitism. UNRWA has clearly failed to organize itself in such a way to best serve its founding purpose, but instead has created a breeding ground for extremism. Thanks for watching Just the News. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment.